All right, howdy folks, thanks for tuning back in. So we got the PPK out here finally. Very first shots, I am using the magazine that came with it, so we'll see how the Walther mag works. I'm about 5 yards or so from the target, and I'm gonna hold directly in the center, and we'll see how the accuracy is with these fixed sights. All right, locked open. No issues feeding with that mag. Now this is the replacement mag that Walther sent me. It is the correct PPK magazine. I know I kept saying PP in my last video when I meant the K. 7 rounds, it's nickeled. I asked specifically for the nickeled one. Locks open. Now this is the Mechgar 8-round PP mag. So again, these stick out the bottom of the pistol a little bit. Apparently you can over insert it, which I was not aware of. So that's a good thing to know. If you're going to be using PP mags, you can over insert it. Again, locks open. That's pretty nice. No reliability issues so far. Target's looking great. I am shooting a little bit left. Again, this is my first time shooting it, so I'm not too familiar with the trigger. Sights are dead on though. When I really focused on my trigger pull, I got 2 perfect bullseyes. So that is really nice to see. All the rest of the shooting we're gonna do today is with this Mechgar mag. Those sights are dead on. I actually can't believe how stinking accurate this is for having fixed sights that are completely non-adjustable. I mean, when I focus on my trigger pull, I'll show you guys in the end, I am nailing that bullseye. This is a phenomenal pistol, guys. Okay, did not lock open that time on the Mechgar mag. But no malfunctions, just a failure to lock. Now, what I think I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to do a reload drill with that PP mag and see how big of an issue it is with the over insertion. So this is once again the 7-round nickeled Walther mag. reload, which means out here in this dirt, I'm gonna have to clean my mag when I get home. Did not lock open on the Walther mag. Locked open on the Mekar mag that time. So there might be something going on with this pistol that's actually causing it to fail to lock open. But actual shooting reliability is looking great. That's really awesome to see. I'm very happy to see that. I'm telling you guys, man, I never felt so much like Tyrone Biggums in my life. I hope y'all know the Dave Chappelle show. But boy, I was itching to shoot this pistol. Every time I thought I'd get a chance to run out here, and then I didn't, I was just like, oh my God, I need to get out there. Oh. So something interesting to note, so those beaver tails are supposed to stop slide bite, which is very common with these pistols. I didn't feel it, but apparently I'm getting sliced pretty good by her. So that is something to be aware of, I guess. I did notice as well, so shooting standard, right? Thumbs in front. I was having this thumb ride the slide a little bit. Obviously it didn't cause a malfunction, but it is something to pay attention to when you're shooting the pistol. Just so you make sure that you aren't inducing a malfunction, but so far we haven't seen that, so that's pretty good. Something else I wanted to point out, so I don't know why every pistol manufacturer refuses to stipple the front of the grip, the front grip strap. It's probably the most critical part of the pistol, you know, when you're holding the gun. This is where the majority of your control comes from, here and back here, and pretty much everybody has texture on the back strap, right? But so what I do is just take some skateboard tape. My brother's a big skater and he told me Jessup's the best. That's what I've been using, is just $5 roll of Jessup. And I mean, you could probably do 100 pistols with that, you know? So cut a little skateboard tape, put it on the front. I do that with all my 1911s, as well as my PP. I've done it with some Glock frames in the past where I didn't like the texture. So it's a really cheap and easy way instead of, you know, paying for stippling. All right. Click. No lock open, very interesting. If I rack it back, it is locking though. Yeah. Even pulling down on the mag, so I wonder if the slide's not coming to full travel on some of those cartridges. That might be what's going on there, but I'm sure there's probably some break-in period. Any gun should have, you know, a little bit of a break-in period, couple hundred rounds, maybe upwards of 500 rounds. So that could be what I'm seeing here, is just a break-in period. Hopefully I don't get any blood rust. I was unaware of this, but apparently nitriding stainless steel does not add hardly any corrosion benefit the way it does with carbon steel. So definitely going to clean this blood off this gun when I'm done. Again, no lock open, but if I pull the slide back, it is. And now you can see she is really cutting me good. Now I can feel it, because now it's getting deep over here. I don't know if you can see how deep that's getting, but yeah, that's going to be nice for the next week or so. So that was the first box of 50 plus 14 plus 8, so we're at 72 rounds, 73 with one in the chamber. Thought I just felt the grips coming loose. All right, so it did lock open that time. Now the last box of 50. So that'll be 123 rounds today. No lock open, but again, if I pull the slide back, it will. Definitely having some failures to fully cycle all the way back. This is PPU 71 grain 32. So fairly hot 32 ammo. All the European 32 is going to be a little bit hotter. And I got a mark here on the ground, so I'm trying to shoot from the exact same spot every time. I'm going to do this whole mag double action. Locked open that time. I'm not too used to double action, single action pistols. That's definitely something I need to work on more. I'm throwing those a little bit. The carbon spit back too, so on direct blowback guns, you're gonna get a lot of carbon back in the gun. It's really not looking too bad. I've definitely seen more direct blowback firearms that have more carbon spit back. That's one nice thing about nickel mags is you can see that really plainly. Let's try to do one fast fire. Let's see how good this thing is in rapid. Little bouncy. Those tiny sights are a little hard to see when you're rapid firing. I threw a couple outside of the orange circle there. So that is interesting. Again, failure to lock open. But so far that's the only malfunction we're seeing, and I do believe that that is ammo related if I were to guess. Since it is locking open every time I retract the slide manually, I do believe that this ammo is just a little bit soft. And the gun is definitely a little snappy. It's not the softest shooting 32 I've shot, but it feels way better than the 30X. The 30X is by far the snappiest 32 I've ever shot. So much so that I accidentally engage the safety on it all the time shooting it because it's just bouncing in my hands so much. Definitely the softest 32 I ever shot is the Colt 1903, but this probably weighs a little bit less than a 1903, I would say. All right, locked back that time, good to see. This is our second to last magazine. Aside from failures to lock, no malfunctions. So this guy is doing absolutely everything I thought it would. Again, if you saw my last video, I was a little concerned with the loaded chamber indicator putting pressure on the cartridge, but thinking about it more, you know, it's direct blowback, so the case head thrust is really all you need for proper ejection once you achieve primary extraction, which obviously the extractor is gonna, you know, achieve primary extraction. Locked open that time. The ejection is incredibly consistent too. I actually didn't even look over at that. But I have a really nice pile of brass right there, so that'll be easy to clean up. This is our last magazine, guys, and then I'm gonna take you down and show you the target. Again, I'm about 5-6 yards away, maybe 7. I didn't count it out, but I would say about 5 yards. All right, full magazine, 8 rounds. Let's just give her some one-handed. Locked open. So that is the end. If you guys look here, all of my brass landed right there. So about 3 feet of ejection, and we'll come down here to the target. Whoops, sorry, kicked the camera stand. So here you can see my group. So this is about the size of that square. My first few I was holding right here the whole time. My first few shots were about here. These were all when I was doing only double action shooting. These I think were also a couple double action shots, but the vast majority of my shots you can see just cut that whole center out. So overall, you know, we are talking like a 7-inch group. Majority of the spread though is about 3 inches at 5 yards. That's the PPU 71 grain ammo. It's looking great, man. Like, there's really nothing more I could ask for on this pistol. You know, I thought about getting the threaded barrel version because I would love a suppressed 32 PPK, but it's just too expensive. I just can't justify it. I mean, when it comes down to it, the threaded barrel I put in my 1903 will be absolutely perfect as a suppressor host. Obviously, it's nice to have more, but yeah, you know, for an everyday use gun, this is just fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Even though it doesn't lock open, when it does lock open, it's not like a super stiff lock, so it's kind of hard to notice. Plus the way the slide is set up with like the circular half moon cutouts on the top and bottom, it's really not that noticeable visually like it is with like a really square slide like a Glock. So you probably don't have any quicker reload time other than the fact that, you know, you can just rack the slide from back. The con to having it lock open though that I'm seeing is the fact that if you use PP mags as a reload, you have the over insertion issue with it locked back. Obviously if the slide is not locked back, the PP mag cannot over insert. So there are some pros and cons to both situations, but thank you all so very much for watching. I do hope you really enjoyed the video, and please tune in next time. Y'all have a wonderful day.